Biography of Reverend Ike. The preacher who said, "You can't lose with the stuff I use." Imagine a preacher who filled Madison Square Garden with thousands of people, not to preach about sin, but about success. A preacher who said God wanted you rich, and that poverty was a sin. This was Reverend Ike, one of the most famous and controversial televangelists in American history. Reverend Ike was born Frederick J. Ikerenkoeter II in 1935 in Ridgeland, South Carolina. His father was a Baptist preacher and his mother a schoolteacher. Growing up in the segregated South, Ike saw both the limits of poverty and the power of faith. After serving in the U.S. Air Force, he studied theology and became a minister, but he quickly realized he didn't want to preach a traditional gospel of waiting for heaven. He wanted to preach about prosperity, right here, right now. In the 1960s and 70s, Reverend Ike became a household name. His radio and television broadcasts reached millions across America. His slogan was unforgettable: "You can't lose with the stuff I use." Instead of focusing on sin and salvation, he preached what he called the science of living. He told people, "Don't wait for heaven. Claim your heaven on earth. Visualize money, prosperity, and health, and it will come to you." To many, this was radical. For Black audiences in particular, during the Civil Rights era, his message of empowerment through wealth struck a powerful chord. Reverend Ike was also controversial. He openly asked for donations, sometimes even encouraging people to mail in money. He was accused of preaching a gospel of greed. Critics said he exploited poor communities by promising wealth in exchange for faith and offerings. But Ike never apologized. He once said, "The best thing you can do for the poor is not be one of them." His unapologetic embrace of wealth set him apart from other preachers. In 1969, Reverend Ike bought the former Lowe's 175th Street Theater in Manhattan, turning it into his United Palace Cathedral, one of the largest churches in America, seating over 5,000 people. He filled it with music, lights, and grandeur, creating an atmosphere more like a show than a sermon. He also built a media empire, spreading his message on TV, radio, and through mail-order courses. His influence can be seen today in prosperity gospel preachers like Joel Osteen, as well as in self-help movements that preach positive thinking and visualization. Reverend Ike passed away in 2009, but his legacy remains complicated. To some, he was a visionary who empowered people to break free from poverty mindsets. To others, he was a symbol of materialism in the pulpit. But one thing is certain: Reverend Ike changed the way America thought about religion, money, and power. His life reminds us that faith has many forms, and that the line between spirituality and wealth has always been contested ground. So, was Reverend Ike a prophet of prosperity or just a salesman in a pulpit? Maybe he was both. But his message, "You deserve the best now," continues to echo in churches, self-help seminars, and motivational speeches across the world.